All right, guys. So Gavin Newsom went to Davos, and he immediately jumped in front of the cameras, and he goes on this rant, which in the past I think he would have gotten a tremendous amount of credit for, and it would have been cathartic for liberals and lefties and Democrats in the U.S. to watch this. But given what he's done recently, I think this just sort of rings hollow. First, let me play this for you. He's talking to the media, and he's explaining how European elites should treat Trump and how they're going way too soft on him. So let's watch and we'll break it down.
The Europeans should decide for themselves what to do. But one thing they can't do is what they've been doing. And they've been playing. This guy's playing folks for fools. And it's embarrassing.
Europeans think this is diplomacy and this will ultimately...
In other words, it's embarrassing how weak they're going against Trump. That's what he's saying.
This is diplomacy with Donald Trump. He's a T-Rex. You mate with him or he devours you. One or the other.
And Europe's being
People need to
devoured.
stand. No, the Europeans could be if they continue to come down this path in the process. They need to stand tall, stand firm, stand united. Look, you said this a year ago. We should have been having this conversation, and they didn't. Okay, and now you're paying the price. Exactly what anyone objective observer would have anticipated we'd be where we are today.
What do you think
your underlying response to say could lead to the end of the European Union?
Well, I don't want to be hyperbolic about it, but this guy's a wrecking ball. I hope people are waking up to what we're dealing with. This is code red. I mean, you guys are still playing by all set of rules. Everybody, the globe is with this guy. He's unmoored. It's the law of the jungle. It's the rule of dawn. And I hope it's dawning on the world what we're up against.
I think the issue here is, it's not that what he's saying here isn't true. What he's saying here is true. But the issue with it is, you literally just did a podcast with Ben Shapiro where you refused to call what Israel did to Gaza a genocide, and you threw your own press account under the bus because they correctly said what ICE is doing is terrorism, and you said it's not terrorism. And so your whole thing, you gotta fight, you gotta stand up, you gotta punch him in the face, bro. It's like, yeah, you say that, but at the same time you're doing the, I'm Mr. Tough Guy, I'm the fighter. You're the one that's doing the, I'm going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya, I'm going to be bipartisan, I'm going to compromise, I'm going to reach across the aisle, I'm going to have reasonable discussions with people on the right who are not fucking reasonable. So you have to pick a lane. Are you the middle ground guy? Are you the come together guy? Are you the hold hands and sing Kumbaya guy? Are you the will work it out guy? Or are you the fucking brawler, the fighter? And he goes back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. So everybody's reaction to this was the same. Everybody was like, bitch, you were just fucking genuflecting to Ben Shapiro, and now you're like, the Europeans better stand up to Trump. You couldn't even stand up to the little fucking twerp Ben Shapiro.
He's not mad. He's very intentional. But he's unmoored. And he's unhinged. And it requires... The goal is whatever he wants it to be. The goal is the world in his image.
What would your
He's a
advice?
narcissist. I mean, it's no advice. Common sense. Why don't folks do what they say publicly, what they're saying in private? Why don't they just simply do what they know is right?
See, by the way, he's also not actually telling them what to do. And the answer of what to do is you need to sanction the U.S. That's like, you need to cut economic ties with the U.S. That's what you need to do. Or at the very least, reduce ties with the U.S. Like, that's the answer. You also need to dump U.S. treasuries. Like, this is the real answer. Like, you need to make the U.S. feel fucking economic pain that they haven't felt before in order for Trump to realize, oh shit, I touched the hot stove. That's the only way out. That's the only way out. That's it. But he's trying to say it without saying it because he knows if he says that part, then that's actually controversial to say, like, yeah, the world should punish my country. It's like, you're in the country. So in a sense, it could be looked at as, oh, you're throwing your own country under the bus. So he's saying it without saying it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a classic Weasley Newsom move.
Everybody's talking behind his back. They're laughing at him. Meanwhile, they're sucking up to him. It's embarrassing. I mean, you're modeling behavior for our kids, generations of folks. This is not diplomacy. This is stupidity.
All right, I think I have one more. Some of this might be some of the stuff we heard, but I think there's some other stuff in here too. Let's get it.
Newsom, do you have a message for Europeans who are concerned about the messages from the White House around Greenland this week?
Yeah, it's time to buck up. It's time to get serious and stop being complicit. It's time to stand tall and firm, have a backbone. I've seen this in the United States. The supine Congress playing both sides. Say one thing on a text or a tweet, another publicly. It's time to have principles. It's time to stand tall and strong.
Does that mean
it's time
responding with
to
tariffs?
stand united. You make that determination. I don't make that determination.
But when you say standing tall, what do you mean?
Just I can't take this complicity. people rolling over. I should have brought a bunch of knee pads for all the world leaders. I mean, handing out crowns and I mean, this is pathetic. Nobel Prizes, they are being given away. I mean, it's just pathetic. And I hope people understand how pathetic they look on the world stage.
Yeah, Gavin, you're totally right. But this is also why it was pathetic for you to play patty cakes with Ben Shapiro and let him fucking get away with spewing all sorts of right-wing bullshit, and you sit there and you agree. It's also pathetic that you're blocking a 5% billionaire tax in California. If you don't understand that the billionaires are the problem, if you can't call what Israel's doing a genocide, if you can't call what ICE is doing terrorism, you're not going to be our nominee. But if you had this energy across the board, then you would probably end up being the nominee, but you don't.
I mean, at least from an American perspective, it's embarrassing.
So what should Europe be doing?
You should decide. The Europeans should decide for themselves.
See, that's the cop-out. This is where he's supposed to say, sanction us. He won't say it.
But one thing they can't do is what they've been doing, and they've been playing. This guy's playing folks for fools, and it's embarrassing.
Europeans think this is diplomacy, and this will ultimately
this is
work.
Diplomacy with Donald Trump? He's a T-Rex.
Yeah, we heard this part already. So this is what Newsom's out there saying, but again, he sings a different tune when he's one-on-one with right-wingers. Very disappointing. But here's what the Republicans are doing when it comes to Trump, okay? Look at this. So this is CNBC talking to Tillis. Tillis is retiring, so he has more leeway in his mind. Like, I could say what I want, I could do what I want, because I'm not running for re-election, so I could just keep it real. And even given that fact, look at how fucking weak this man is.
There are some other Republican senators who have raised the issue as well. I believe Senator McConnell has said that if the president goes ahead with this moves on Greenland, if something were to happen there, that this would be something that other Republican senators would move to impeach him on. Are you in that camp?
Well, I'm not going to go to impeachment because I would go to the process of implementing, let's say it was a kinetic action or some sort of increase of military presence, that I'd immediately go for a war powers resolution. I think that we could easily get veto-proof majorities. That's why I'm trying to advise the president.
So I'm not going to impeach him if he illegally and offensively invades Greenland and steals Greenland. I'll do a war powers resolution, and we'll get it veto-proof so that it will kind of force him to stop stealing Greenland. So let the fucking psychopath who decided, I'm going to invade random countries and take them, let him continue to make decisions. That's still not impeachment worthy to you? These guys are fucking pathetic. Here's another great example of how cucked the entire Republican Party is. Here's Ted Cruz in 2016 versus 2026.
I don't know anyone who would be comfortable with someone who behaves this way having his finger on the button. I mean, we're liable to wake up one morning and Donald, if he were president, would have nuked Denmark. That's not the temperament of a leader to keep this country safe.
So back in 2016, the wee old days of 2016, a decade ago, Trump is liable to fucking nuke Denmark. Now here we are. He says this.
I believe it is overwhelmingly in America's national interest to acquire Greenland. I believe it is overwhelmingly in America's national interest to acquire Greenland.
Incredible. Absolutely fucking incredible. The way that he's cucked these people. Has to be fucking studied. The nutless wonders that are the Republican Party, the baby nut havers that are the Republican Party, it is just beyond embarrassing. It is beyond humiliating. They will go down in history like the fucking Nazis, right? Like the Nazis, except somehow even more emasculated than them. Because, like, deep down, they all know this is stupid. They all know this is wrong. They all know this is unhinged. But they still just go along with it because they care that much. Most of them do about their fucking reelection. But I just showed you Tillis doesn't care, and he still's like, maybe a war powers resolution, but not impeachment. So what would he actually have to do to get impeachment? That's a genuine question. Is it dropping nukes? Because I don't know. I kind of think if he dropped it in certain places, like, say, Gaza, they would defend it. Greenland, they'd defend it. I think they would. I think they fucking would. That's how deep in this shit we are.
Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.